What's cracking, Jump Nation family? It's your boy here, Rushi, yes, aka the Jump Rope Coach. Welcome to tonight's video, guys, where I've got a Q&A lined up for you. Every so often, every 2 or 3 months, I love to do these kind of videos just to, allow you guys to ask me whatever you want to ask, and I love to just keep it raw. And I don't want this to go on for too long, but I've got the questions here. I asked you to kind of get in touch on my latest YouTube post, and you've been asking me some really good questions that I want to, get through. So, oh, by the way, as well, I have been wearing my Invisalign brace today, and so if it sounds a little bit salivary and there's a little bit weird lispy sounds coming out my mouth, then you kind of know what that's about. So hopefully that's not too annoying. But we're gonna get straight into this, peeps. First of all, thank you for everyone who asked their questions, and if I can't get through to every single one, then I'll try and leave it to next time. But the first one comes from Hazmaz, who asked, why is my first money rope feel a little bit thicker, a little bit stiffer than the one I got a month ago, which feels a bit thinner, soft, and cheaper in material? So, mate, first of all, you need to email us, because it shouldn't feel cheaper. Our vinyl is, in my opinion, I'm a bit biased, obviously, but it's definitely the best vinyl on the planet. But if you do feel like it feels cheaper, then it might not be our rope, for example. It might be someone trying to sell our rope. So please get in touch, especially if you bought it on Amazon. Otherwise, the only explanation I can give you is that if it was maybe a different colorway, sometimes the colorways change the composition of the rope, and it might affect the weight by a couple of grams here and there. Like the composition of color and paint does change vinyl, but we haven't changed the PVC. So if it's the same colorway, it definitely shouldn't feel different. And we'd love to know what the hell's gone wrong there, because I don't want no fake money ropes flying around the world. All right, mate, the next one is the money rope better than the icon rope for advanced tricks and transitions? So in my opinion, I'm always going to love the money rope over any rope in terms of kind of combinations, transitions. It gives me the look that I desire, gives me that Mayweather look, of course. It allows me to build like amazing, effortless looking combinations. The icon rope was made for the freestylers out there. So anyone who likes to kind of throw the ropes, catch them, put their arms behind their back, underneath their legs, all that kind of stuff. It allows for easy, I'd say easier, just kind of nailing those advanced tricks a lot more easier. That's what I'm trying to say. The money rope, you have to kind of work for those tricks. So it just depends on your style, and maybe I'll make a separate video about styles, because there are an amazing, vast amount of skippers out there who are really developing that freestyle kind of look. You've seen the collabs that I've done with Mira, for example, from Germany, and other people. They've got amazing skills. So they may say the longer handles better even. Some people are using shorter handles and still doing the freestyle tricks and doing the releases. So it just depends on what you prefer, what the kind of handling, the feel of it is. But I prefer the money rope over everything else for all my tricks and combinations. Okay, next one is, when will the half-pound rope be released? So that's about 250 grams if you're working in grammage. And that rope is coming soon. I've been working really hard on the background for that rope. Some other things have come kind of in front of that kind of project. And we're close. We are close. It's going to take another kind of few months, maybe 3 months. We generally have been launching a rope every single May, June for the last 2-3 years now. So I'm going to try and stick to that time frame. But this rope's going to be amazing. It's going to be like that kind of performance rope in between the weight of the money rope and legacy rope. It's going to have incredible feel. It's going to have all the hallmarks, all the trademarks of a Rush Athletics rope. Wow, that was a really weird lispy sound that came out of my mouth there. But it's going to have all the kind of hallmarks of a Rush rope. And it's going to allow you to really nail those tricks and combinations, get that workout and get that burn in the shoulders and arms, but it won't fatigue you as quickly as the legacy rope, and you won't feel it as light as the money rope. So it's going to be right in between, and the look of it is amazing, the feel of it. We've got a few names in mind. I'm going to start to share the project with you in the kind of coming months, and you can help me maybe name the rope as well. Okay, next one. Hey Rush, are you using a 10-foot, 11-foot rope? 10-foot all the way. I have a couple of knots in at the moment, sometimes 3 if I'm doing squat jumps, sometimes 4 even, but generally it's a 10-foot rope always for me. I'm 6'1", which is about 186 centimeters. I would say if you're above 6'3", 6'4", then start to look towards an 11-foot rope. But if I'm using 10 foot and I'm 6'1" and I add knots, so I take off the kind of length there, then you can see that once you get more advanced, then you can shorten your rope. Okay, where's the craziest place you have jumped rope? So I've skipped everywhere, right? You've seen I've skipped in the middle of central London, Oxford Circus, outside football stadiums, you name it, man, on top of mountains. But I don't know about the craziest, but I think one of the most, I don't know, what's the word? Beautiful keeps coming to my mind, but the most incredible place I would say I've ever skipped is the Mayweather boxing gym. back in Vegas in 2018. That was an amazing experience to be right there, to skip on the same floor as the legend himself. That was a phenomenal feeling because, you know, like you may know, if you don't know, if you're new to the story, this was the guy that got me to pick up a rope, right? So to be there and feel that vibe, be in his gym and skip with the money rope, that just felt incredible. Okay, how do you stop back or knee pain? Okay, so I make it really clear on this channel, I'm no physio, I'm no doctor. I would always recommend just go to see a physio, see someone you trust and explain your pain to them. But if you have seen my latest vlog, I'm injured myself now, and to give back some advice is just don't overtrain. Don't train whilst you feel pain. Get it checked out, please. You're just going to do yourself more damage. But if you're getting back in knee pain from skipping, it's probably a technique issue, more likely, or maybe the surface or the shoes you're wearing. So do drop me an email with a clip or something. I'll try and take a look. Next question is, do you believe in the law of attraction when it comes to goal achieving? This is an amazing question, guys. The law of attraction is simple, right? It's if you think positive, positive things will happen. If you think negative, then negative things will happen. And I'm a massive, firm believer about this, guys. Like, if you're going through I've got such a bad itch on my nose. If you're going through such a horrible situation and all you can think about is the negative stuff, the negative side, and everything else that's gonna come about is gonna be really bad, and you know, you're not gonna be able to pull yourself out, then I am a firm believer that you're just gonna stay in that rut. You're gonna feel bad most of the time. Nothing's gonna work out for you. So for me, I'm always that kind of, you know, the glass is kind of half full type of person. I always try and look at things on the bright side, even when some people are annoying me or whatever. Like, I just do my best to just try and see the positive things, you know, and I do think that a lot of good is coming from that in my life. I just do see myself as a positive person, and I've gone through so much difficult situations, especially things like injuries and things like that, you know, and I've always remained positive, and I feel like that has been the key. So great question. I hope you as well, like behind the camera, like you do have that kind of vibe as well. Next one, do you have any tips for teaching 5-year-olds or younger? First and foremost, if you're teaching or around kids that young using a skipping rope, please watch over them at all times. Like, it's a very dangerous thing for kids like that. Like, you don't want them like putting it around their neck or putting it in their mouth, whatever. But just let them have fun with it. Like, I wouldn't even get too technical with them. Kids that age will just try and copy whatever you do. So if they can jump through a rope and you've cut it down short enough and they have the skills to do that, you know, that's amazing. But just let them have fun. They'll get on with it, and kids that age they're just like sponges, right? So yeah, just maybe skip, let them watch it, and then maybe just correct their arms or something, or just let them just go have fun, man. They're kids in it, so before you know it, they'll be smashing out double under crossovers and combinations before you know it. Next one, I developed shoulder impingement from doing lots of crossovers. Is this common? In my experience, no, not really. It's not common for me anyway. Maybe I need to look at your form. Are you using a legacy rope? Are you using the money rope? Impingements are very, it's painful, man. I had hip impingement, and I had to go through operations for that, but that was from football. That was from excessive running, twisting motions, and I had an issue with my hip joint, and I had to get that sorted out. So definitely go consult your physio. It might be something that's like a degenerate bone or something, or wear and tear from another exercise. But if you feel it's crossovers, then definitely don't do crossovers. Sorry to say, man, but you gotta listen to your body, and I know more than anyone right now, as I'm injured. It just doesn't feel good when you can't do anything at all. I've got a message here. How do you style your hair? I really love your hairstyle. To be honest, guys, I haven't pulled out my hair on YouTube for a while, right? This is my hair right now. So right now, wow, look how long this is. I'm trying to actually grow my hair. Okay, so what I normally do is I normally just get out of the shower, I pull it back, I blow dry it back like this. It's just really rough what I'm doing right now, but I'll blow dry it, I'll put a bit of gel in, I'll touch down the sides. I don't know if that looks good. No, it looks terrible on camera. Listen, I'll do a hair tutorial, man, but right now this is the reason why I have to like tie it up, because I'm not happy with my hair, man. I don't know what to do with it. It's just all over the place, it's all messy. Thanks for the question though, man. It's nice to know people respect their hair. Next one, how long should you be jumping for to lose weight, and how many times a week? Okay, quick one. This is like a massive question. I know I may make another video on this, but you need to basically move more than the calories you intake. That's just a simple kind of way to explain how to lose weight the best. And that, yeah, if you're gonna do skipping, then skipping every day is gonna obviously help you, because it's gonna obviously burn calories, which means that if you're eating your normal kind of maintenance level of calories, then naturally you should be losing weight if you're doing the right techniques and the right moves. But just keep an eye on what you're eating. Nutrition is very key in these kind of situations, of course. So if you're skipping every day, but you're eating like crap and you're eating a lot of calories, then you're never going to lose weight. So just maybe download MyFitnessPal, something like that, track what you're eating, and then go from there. Start to skip 3-4 times a week, and then monitor your weight. But that's kind of like quick advice on that. And again, it's probably worth another video for that one, but thank you. How did your passion for skipping start? It's a great question. I can't believe how itchy my nose is. What the hell is going on? My passion started for skipping because of a hate for running, in fact. So it came about from a negative situation. We were talking about positive and negative situations, but I used to do a lot of football, play a lot of football even, and running was a part of the game, of course. But when it came to training, I used to hate the running aspect. And even when I was in the gym, just trying to get my cardio in, I used to hate running. I used to find it super boring. So I had to look for another alternate method of keeping in shape, burning calories, and I came across some skipping videos online from Mayweather when he was training, and then, you know, literally like, yeah, like it just, again, it always gets the hair standing on the back of my neck when I start to think about these videos and stuff, and then the time when I used to watch it takes me back to those moments 4 or 5 years ago, and when I was sitting there and I was like, literally my jaw was like on the floor, like, wow, I've never seen anything like it. From that moment I was obsessed, and I had to learn more and try and do it exactly how he did. And literally my mind went into overdrive, my body went into overdrive, and I had to get it done. And that's just the sort of beginning of the story, man. It goes on for a lot longer, obviously, the story. And yeah, you probably see some of my old videos where I talk about it more. But that's a good question. How do you deal with nosy neighbors when you're working out? Even in my garden, I still feel anxious, uncomfortable, self-conscious. If you got any peeping toms, right, any neighbors who are watching into the garden or wondering what you're doing, like, fuck them. Like, just listen. You're getting it in, man. You're doing you. You are getting the work. Like, you're putting in the work, and you're doing something good for yourself. You're doing something really positive for yourself. If they're watching you and they I don't know, what can they do? They can only watch and admire, hopefully, because your skills are so sick. And I know they're sick. But listen, man, I think one of the biggest things, this is one of the biggest things where people kind of go wrong in life. Maybe not go wrong, that's a bit harsh, but kind of mess up as well in life. That's harsh as well. They think too much about other people's opinions, right? And the moment you start doing that, the moment is, that's the moment when you slow down. That's the moment when you stop doing what you love or what you should be doing. And if you can cut that out, if you can literally blank out all of that noise, that mess, that negative energy from people, that's when you're gonna start crushing it, man. That's when you're gonna start fucking like seeing some real results and doing like what you're meant to do on this earth, man. Don't worry about what people think. Like, it's the worst thing you can do. Okay, how about more choice of color of money rope? Got that in the pipeline. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that we're releasing 4 new colorways, the bold edition pack, and they're all going to be released on a promo price as well. So you can be able to get all 4 for £30. So you get literally 1 free, which is sick. Okay, so some of these are a bit technical. So here's one that says, can you explain the feet and hand movements of the circular Mayweather shuffle? So on this questions and answer, I can't really do that because I need to be skipping, and unfortunately I'm injured. But I will give you this one piece of advice, right? Any tutorial you see on mine, or any move you ever see me do, any of the things I show you in any moment in time, is just put that thing on repeat and just attempt it. Just give it a go and have a mirror, check it out, use a video, record yourself, and get it perfected. That is the best way, the best advice I can give you for learning anything, is just keep watching it, man. Sometimes when you watch it, you absorb it in the mind, the muscle memory turns on, and it just, yeah, the magic happens. So guys, I think that's most of the questions today. Like, they were really good questions. Usually I get scared because you may ask very I don't know, very hard questions, very difficult personal questions, but yeah, these ones are good, man. These were good fun. So I'm gonna do one maybe in a few months time. This video is now already 15 minutes long, super long. Remember, man, everything that you guys do for this for this channel, for this brand, you don't understand how much we appreciate it. So once again, thank you so much. If you had any questions that I didn't answer or that you wanted answered, then just drop the comment down below. I will take a screenshot and just add it to the list or something, man. But anyway, guys, I hope you all have a happy weekend. Don't do what I do, man, which is just kill your body for no reason. Like, look, I want to get back onto that, right? My battery's about to die. Just stay safe out there. It's one of my lines. I always say, stay safe when you're skipping. Please, please, please don't do what I've just done. Don't overtrain. Don't kill your body. Yeah, just stay safe. So guys, I'll see you in that next video. Peace.